All right, welcome. I am super glad that you're here. New Year's was just 2 days ago, so Happy New Year. It's now 2023, and I am super excited because I have tons of goals and ambitions, and hopefully you do too. And a lot of times when it comes to New Year's resolutions, moving or upgrading your lifestyle tends to be one of those resolutions and one of those goals we set at the beginning of the year. And that inspired me to make this video today. Today we're going to talk about the top 10 most expensive cities in Colorado. Now, this list is going to be based on median home price rather than cost of living, meaning we're just going to take a look at essentially how expensive homes are in these cities and not cost of living, because cost of living refers to things like groceries and gas, and typically those things are more expensive in mountain towns due to the inaccessibility in some of the winter months. So for example, even though Granby, Colorado, for example, is not terribly expensive in terms of the home prices, groceries tend to be a little bit more expensive than down in Denver, for example, because it's harder to deliver, produce and meat and things like that up to some of these mountain towns. So we're going to focus for these 10 cities on the median home price. Now, it's no secret that Colorado over the last decade has become super popular, and that's because of these beautiful mountain towns that even if you live in Denver, you're pretty close to the mountains and you have so many outdoor activities, and the Rocky Mountains just boast a ton of natural beauty, which is what has drawn a lot of people to the mountain towns. So today, we're going to rank the top 10 most expensive cities to live in the state of Colorado based on median home price. Let's get going. All right, number 10 is Crested Butte, Colorado. Often I hear that this is the most beautiful, stunning place in Colorado, if not the most stunning. This city has a small population but has no franchises and no big chains, and apparently everybody in this city is employed, which is fantastic. A lot of people say this is a very small town with sort of a big city attraction, as it has a nice little downtown full of great shops and independent restaurants and things like that. And also, it's really well known for the Wildflower Festival that happens every spring or summer. You got to check out the website for that. But there's beautiful rolling hills that bloom with wildflowers every year, and when they bloom, it is absolutely gorgeous. So you're not going to want to miss that. In fact, I'll put a link in the description and in the comments so you have that link if you want to go out to Crested Butte to visit the Wildflower Festival. Now, the median home price in Crested Butte is just over $1 million. And the cost of living is 160% higher than the national average. Number 9 is Boulder, Colorado. We all know Boulder. Boulder is located just a stone's throw away from Denver. It's about half an hour to a 40-minute drive. Not really that far. And Boulder, for the longest time, has been on every top 10 list in the nation for quality of life, cleanest, best town for singles, a highly educated city. It is home to CU Boulder, so it is a very educated town. Lots to do, little sleepy, very quiet, while still having a lot of that Main Street kind of feel. You've got good restaurants, you've got good shopping, you've got the Pearl Street Mall, I believe it's called. So it is a great city. You have stunning views of the Flatirons. Boulder is a great place for hiking and outdoor activities, such as cycling. Boulder is quite big in the cycling community. So if you're a cyclist, maybe Boulder is the place for you. The median home price in Boulder is $1.1 million. While the cost of living is 167% higher than the national average. All right, and number 8 is Steamboat Springs. Steamboat Springs used to be considered a more affordable option when you compared it to other mountain towns that are a little bit more famous than that we'll, of course, talk about later on in this video. But Steamboat Springs in the last 5 to 7 years has seen a real increase in popularity with tourists, as it does have its own ski resort, it has a hot springs, it has an abundance of outdoor activities, and has natural beauty. Steamboat Springs is a gorgeous place. The median home price in Steamboat Springs is $1.2 million, with a cost of living that's 144% higher than the national average. Number 7 is Breckenridge. If we live in Colorado, we know Breckenridge. Breckenridge has become a local tourism destination. It's a little less touristy than some other mountain towns that we will talk about towards the end of this video. But Breckenridge doesn't have a lot of big corporations, doesn't have a ton of franchises, a lot of independent restaurants, small boutiques, independent shops, and it's a really, really cool place. And of course, there's Breckenridge Brewery based there, which if you're a craft beer enthusiast, of course you've heard of that brewery. They're fantastic. But Breckenridge is an awesome spot, natural beauty, ski resort, tons of outdoor activities. The median home price in Breckenridge is $1.3 million, and the cost of living is 141% higher than the national average. All right, and 6 is Telluride. Telluride, of course, is a beautiful place. It's home to the Telluride Bluegrass Festival, the Telluride Film Festival, the Telluride Blue Festivals. Man, there are a lot of festivals in Telluride. It is a gorgeous place. I've heard it called the San Francisco of the mountains. Celebrities, best known probably Tom Cruise, has a home in Telluride. The houses are very expensive there, and this has a lot to do with supply and demand. You bring a lot of out-of-towners in for festivals, they say, hey, this is a gorgeous place, and next thing you know, they want to live there. Telluride does not have a big population and is a relatively small area. If you want to live in the gorgeous city of Telluride, it is going to cost you, as the median home price in Telluride is $1.4 million, and the cost of living is 202% higher than the national average. All right, number 5 is Mountain Village. Now, Mountain Village is not quite as popular, or as famous, I should say, as Telluride, but it is right next door. In fact, these sort of are one and the same, but Mountain Village was developed to deal with the overflow of Telluride when tourists come into town. It sits at a higher elevation and is connected to Telluride by a gondola. Also, just as beautiful, but it has increased in price over the last few years, so it is now more expensive than Telluride. The median home price in Mountain Village is $1.5 million, and the cost of living is 155% higher than the national average. Number 4 on our list is Greenwood Village, Colorado, which is a subdivision of Denver. It's in Arapahoe County, actually. And if you don't live in the state of Colorado, you've probably never heard of Greenwood Village. It is located about 20 minutes south of Denver and is home to the Denver Tech Center. So this is a very nice neighborhood that draws tech workers from all over the world, which has driven home prices in Greenwood Village up. But it's an area that has good school districts, low crime, beautiful neighborhoods, a lot of shopping, and overall it's a great place to live. It's just a small town of about 15,000. The median home price in Greenwood Village is $1.5 million, while the cost of living is 140% higher than the national average. All right, now we're going to get into our top 3, and before we do, if you're liking this video, I would really appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up. And if you went ahead and subscribed to my channel and hit that notification bell so that you're alerted every time I come out with new videos, I would really appreciate that. Now, let's check out our top 3 most expensive cities in the state of Colorado. All right, number 3 is Vail, Colorado. Now, you've all heard of Vail, Colorado. It is world famous for its skiing and its abundance of outdoor activities year-round. Vail is very accessible for a mountain town as it's right off I-70 and it's under 2 hours from Denver. So if you're a tourist and you're flying from out of state or even out of country, it's really not that hard to get to Vail when you compare it to some other mountain towns that we've mentioned already in this video and that we will mention moving forward in this video. But Vail is absolutely gorgeous and it's an absolutely stunning place to live. I was once on a bus ride through the Rockies and the bus stopped in Vail and the bus driver said, "Welcome to Vail, where everyone's rich and nobody works," which is probably not true, but I thought it was funny and worth a mention in this video. And the median home price in Vail is $1.7 million, while the cost of living is 190% higher than the national average. All right, and number 2 is going to come as a surprise as well. Cherry Hills Village. And if you don't live in Colorado, in fact, if you don't live in Denver, you may have never heard of Cherry Hills Village, although the Wall Street Journal has called it one of the most affluent neighborhoods in America. Cherry Hills Village is a 6.5 square mile gated subdivision of Denver, and it is one of the most elite little cities in this entire state. People like Peyton Manning, John Elway, and Joe Sakic of the Colorado Avalanche call Cherry Hills Village home. The median home price in Cherry Hills Village is $2.8 million, while the cost of living is 108% higher than the national average. All right, and here we are at number 1. What is the most expensive city in Colorado to live in? Well, you guessed it, it's Aspen, Colorado. And for a lot of reasons. Aspen has one of the best ski resorts on the planet, has tons of outdoor activities. And what I like about Aspen is that it has a little bit of an edge. Unlike Vail, that's a little bit more polished. I know that Aspen is a very expensive place and it's fancy and all that, but there's something a little gritty. And I think that has to do with Hunter S. Thompson's influence, Hunter S. Thompson was in love with the Aspen area and had a home about 15 minutes away in Owl Creek, and notoriously ran for sheriff in 1970, wanting to tear out all paved roads to Aspen in hopes to keep it a secret. Well, obviously that didn't work. Aspen is extremely popular with tourists from all over the globe. The median home price in Aspen is $2.9 million, while the cost of living is a whopping 290% higher than the national average. Now, I'd like to point out here that these top 10 most expensive cities in Colorado are obviously very expensive places to live, but they do not make the list of the top 20 most expensive places to live in the U.S. However, I will point out that I did some research and took a list at the top 20 cities in the U.S., and none of them have a quality of life score higher than 7, and that's 7 out of 10 based on a multitude of factors like happiness, walkability, public transportation, access to downtown and amenities, and things like that. There's quite a list. But anyways, so quality of life, there's all kinds of surveys, but they're scored from 1 to 10. And none of the top 20 most expensive cities in the U.S. have a score over 7, while all of these top 10 most expensive places to live in Colorado have a quality of life score of over 7.5. So just consider that. If you live in a big city, if you live in one of the most expensive places in the U.S., which you can probably guess where they are. I mean, New York, L.A., Chicago, San Diego. I mean, there's 20 of them, so I'm not going to recite the whole list. But if you live in one of these most expensive cities, consider that you are paying more for a lower quality of life. Now, if you would like to live in one of these beautiful mountain cities, and maybe not one of these in the top 10, but if you want to live in the Rocky Mountains in a gorgeous place with natural beauty, I can help you achieve that dream. So if you are looking to buy, sell, or invest in one of these mountain towns or anywhere in the state of Colorado, anywhere in the nation, or anywhere in the world, I would love to help you. My contact information is in the description, also going to be at the end of this video. So please feel free to email me, to call me, to text me, and we will make your real estate dreams a reality. In our next video, we're going to talk about the top 10 cheapest places to live in Colorado. You're not going to want to miss that, so subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell. I'm Daryl Von Realtor. Thanks for being here with me, and I'll see you in the next video.